Ugh, there's too much light. My blessed mess forsaken! These fairy tales are most plain, so dull and dry, a lifeless dream. I'll grow 'em bleak, I'll craft 'em dark, to make 'em grim, that's my hallmark. My guts fill up with pretty tales, their prissy cuteness never fails to make me peel, to lose my wits, to rot my teeth and give me fits. Now the rancid, stale and foul despise the happy ending. Gross and nasty make me howl, though they may be offending. I'm here to build true tales of light, of fear and woe, bring back the light. I hate dumb luck, a door up tuck, my humble goal is to run the This incredible tale of Beauty and her Beast would earn my highest recommendation were it more about bizarre enchantment and less about misguided love. Well, let's deal with it. The handsome family home is engulfed in flames. A grave cause for alarm, no?
Everything's gone. The books, the furniture, the only portrait of Mama, my favourite stockings.
Surely not the troubles. I haven't had my tea.
Luckily I'm wearing my new pantaloons, and Father's ships are afloat. I suppose there must be a doubloon or two about.
Good riddance then. And I wasn't that fond of Mama.
Some losses are evidently easier to bear than others.
Oh no, children! My entire fleet has been lost! We have been ruined by fire, misadventure, and
Father made one ultimately futile attempt to recover a portion of his assets. On his return from the city, and because he couldn't find ice at the North Pole, he becomes hopelessly lost.
These snow creatures are useless know-nothings. But you'd think the blasted horse could find his way home. Perhaps I am the unluckiest man alive.
Hungry, horseless and cold, he stumbles into a castle. Incredibly, I state with prejudice, it's enchanted, like a summer day, with flowering gardens, food and surprise.
I'll take a rose to Beauty, my dutiful daughter.
I gave you
Idiot.
shelter, well observed. I gave you shelter.
Mercy!
Shut your bloody pie-hole. I gave you shelter from the storm, and you steal my flowers.
But, I could not imagine anyone would mind.
Forget your butts. They will not save you from the death you deserve.
The rose was for my daughter. Please, spare me!
On condition that you give me this precious daughter instead.
If I were cruel enough to buy my own life at her expense, what excuse?
You are cruel enough, and coward too, I observe. Take this gold and bring your daughter back to me post-haste. If you fail to obey, I'll fetch you, and your end will become legend. Now Father returns home with Beauty's rose and his asses loaded with the beast's gold. It appears a bitter ransom.
To save my life, I've promised Beauty to a grotesque beast. He may kill her or subject her to more unspeakable practices.
Oh, does he have a big...
Fortune. He must be very rich. I'm sure he's not entirely horrible. Beauty, I have a scheme that needs a bit of funding. I wonder...
I'm not totally ready to go, Father.
Father delivers Beauty to the beast, and she's less than terrified. Very interesting. After a cozy tour of the castle, she retires and falls asleep. And dreams.
It's so weird. Like, every night I dream of a really hot prince who says I shouldn't trust appearances. What can it mean?
Oh, brother, what is it about obviously enchanted beasts and castles that she doesn't understand?
At long last, Do you mean to eat me now?
No, Beauty. I've come to ask you to marry me.
Ew, no, beast. I mean, I bet you got a decent personality, but my heart belongs to, well, I mean, like, you're just hideous, okay?
Ah, Beauty, you're so unkind. I fear I'm fated to be miserable all my days.
Well, if it's fated, say la guerre or whatever. Can I go home to see my family? I promise to return.
I cannot refuse you anything, but remember your promise, or you may have cause to repent it. For if you do not come back, I will surely die.
Beauty's family has nice new digs, purchased with the money secured by her attendance on a murderous beast. But no matter, it's joy and cuddles all around.
You must be tired from your journey, Beauty. Perhaps you'd like a nap.
Nap, by all means, long nap. Did you bring more gold?
To sleep, a chance to something or other.
And every night she does dream, but not of the charming prince. Instead, she conjures up an image of the beast, dying in his garden.
Ooh, better go back to the beast. I may be in his will.
So she falls back asleep and wakes up back in the palace. Nice trick! When she finds the beast, he appears to have expired. He revives after Beauty douses him with water.
Oh, beast, I think I love you.
And you really love such an ugly creature?
Oh, for sure. We could buy a really neat bag for your head, and the castle is big and there's lots of really nice stuff like.
Will you spend your life with this ferocious beast?
Well, 1 or 2 items in writing and it's a done deal. Separate bedrooms might be best, and you'll stay out of sight when I have someone over. And like, don't bother my cat, you'll frighten her to death.
Suddenly the beast disappears, and in his place stands the prince of her dreams. Beauty's the only one who didn't see this coming.
Please consent to be my wife.
Wow, I consent. Do you have any brothers? I should meet my friends. I think they'll really hit it off, you know.
It took courage to redeem her father's pledge, and to rescue the beast from his terrible enchantment. Still, I think she had some misgivings. They're alleged to have lived happily ever after. Double bleh. The quantity of puerile pap between the conflagration that began the tale and the premarital transformation with which it ended was enough to choke a hippopotamus. Need a drink to clear your throat? If so, play on. Beauty's house burns down and the family loses everything in it. Oh, it would break my tender heart. If I had one, let's incinerate the whole village.
Make it gross.
Let's move.
And hello everyone, welcome to American McGee's Grimm, Beauty and the Beast, the final tale of the first season of the game. And, well, basically we're starting off our tale on a high note by not only and tying extra misery onto Beauty's family, who basically lost their home and their home and all their possessions. We're going to spread that fire and that lovely relation unto the entire village. Because why not? We need more. Everyone needs to be suffering, and the best thing is all the cleaners get removed out of the way by being set ablaze themselves.
But stop it!
Which, if anything, makes our lives easier. And this is actually probably one of the cool. I actually like this finale because, in a way, it actually it ends on a pretty high note by starting to be much more, I guess, visualized, I suppose. Like I've always mentioned, like the game has had its way with like showing its many different themes and kind of just being creative with what it could do. But this is basically like
Stop it!
a work in progress where it's now like we're gonna go all the way. We're gonna show all we can do. And well,
Don't delay!
we shall continue
but
now
stop
with the
away.
burning of their house.
Something good. Burn, baby, burn! Disco Inferno! Just one ship? Let's destroy the whole flotilla. Make it rotten.
And like that, we're going to continue to be spiteful and spread the wondrous misery because, well, they need to suffer. They truly do. So let's give them all they rightfully deserve.
Don't delay, but stomp away!
And burn their fleet to the ground. In which basically ships will start sinking generally everywhere. This bay basically will get worse and worse. And these children on their boats, they're gone. Or just skeletons, either way.
Liquids
Dead.
have drowned my sorrows, but this is ridiculous!
Or I could just fail on my platforming because, yes, that's how I roll. And the sailors have returned once more. Becoming our wondrous pirates who yell, claim that they be dark. Forgot about that. I forgot that happens. But yeah, you basically kind of see things getting a bit more... Things that are happening kind of start happening in kind of crazy ways. There's a secret up there, which is pretty easy to get. I think you have to run back to... I think you have to very quickly... Oh, actually... Yeah, I think it's basically just a matter of just running back to the house, like the house over here, and basically just making a jump to get over. Yeah, like so. There you go.
Secret found!
Yeah, I really do like this story because much more happens, and also the pirate now has a hook for a head. This is basically where American McGee's Grimm kind of becomes more fun in my mind, just because the artistic vision that they were having that continues to grow basically kind of starts reaching like it has more realization. This is kind of like the final test of what can be done. Personally, I think it's done.
Grim, nasty, now.
I think it's done well. Sorry for that. My game kind of jumped its frames there. It was odd.
Stomp it good!
Alright, can I get that last boat over there?
Romp and stomp. Romp and stomping, butt kicking good. Butt stomp it.
I don't think I can.
Dirty, nasty, foul. We
Sorry.
should be friends.
I've been having a call for a bit, so I'm gonna try to move out of the way of the mic if I can. But yeah, we'll put an end to this now.
Flee, you coward! Flee!
And that was the first scene. Actually, yeah, I'll explain later in the next scene. So I'll see you then.
Father's search for his lost fortune was an utter failure. All he found was a cold. Too bad he escaped the pirates. Well, at least we can make it hoary. Make it gross. Let's move.
What? And now we are here in the Lost Woods with more ice physics. So we get to turn snowy wastelands into even more barren wastelands. And unfortunately, one thing that is here, that is kind of there to stay in this area, a lot of pitfalls. Oh dear God, there are pitfalls everywhere in this stage. And it doesn't help with the ice physics that, well, when you hit them, you kind of just slip off into the ether, and then you are just dead because, well, reasons given. And also, our friendly neighborhood snowmen are back to strangle the little children.
Smelly.
Aren't they wonderful? Hey, no, stop! You stop my snowman from strangling that child. I like my strangling snowmen, thank you very much. You'll freeze eventually. I think they're the kind of cleaners that do freeze up. Budge stomping is so risky to do it here because, well, yeah, you just fall into holes because of that. You just fall into holes. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's more thorough this way, but it's kind of kind of one of those very unintentional ways. It's kind of unintentional on my part just because I don't intentionally try to, just because it's the stage itself sort of slipping and sliding off, forcing me to slide off. But as I was saying, this game is kind of interesting. This particular tale itself is very long, with a rather surprising amount of like 9 scenes, I believe. I haven't fully decided yet how I'm setting this up. If I'm just gonna do it like separate them by 3 acts, or just cut them in half. Like I said, I haven't made my decision fully yet. And also, our wintry wonderland that happened before is starting to look a little bit more like this lost, like, wasteland that, well, kind of what people warned you about going off in the woods at night. You wouldn't want to be lost here in this dark forest where, well, lost souls can be lost. No, people can be lost, can be frozen, going aimlessly forever, only to die a slow, painful death as you finally pass over in your sleep, frozen. Quite a gruesome death when you think upon it, because it's basically being in such agony that eventually you just go to sleep. Also, there are skulls in that ice cube. But yeah, depending on how I see this, like in post, I might decide how I level this. I'm basically gonna record this all in one giant session this time, kind of similar to what I do with Dark Souls. So how the session turns out, how I view it in post afterwards, will determine like what videos you'll see. Oh God! So yeah, I'm letting you guys all know now. So yeah, it's kind of a bear in mind for the future. Okay, yeah. But anyway, with that said, let's continue freezing up these wonderful lands. Or we have much more sights to show. This is like the few times where the ice physics kind of screw you over, I think. At least in my mind, it feels that way. Also, there's a mammoth in there. And now, this wonderful, adorable-looking snowman and whatnot. Let's change that theory.
Make it rotten.
Stomp it!
And of course, like any other real lost, and any other fairy tale that involves lost woods, what kind of woods, what kind of dark, foreboding, ominous forest is complete without killer wolves? I say killer wolves. I I said killer wolves! Thank you. Oh, killer wolves with shards of glass in them, I should say. Or is it ice? And who's to say? Who's to know? 'Cause I won't tell you.
Don't be good! But stop it!
Okay, good.
Don't delay, but stop away!
Does the lupine brain complain? Oh, Yeti again. Don't eat too fast, Wolfie. You'll get cramps. Father wanders up to an enchanted castle. What luck! May whatever he finds inside make short work of him. Make it nasty. Rompin' stump!
And yeah, so... Damn it, I forgot to mention that the Yetis have ice on them as well. Welcome to probably the harder part of this...
You bite!
Did I mention I'm bad at platforming, especially trying to convert things to darkness when it comes to that? This is the main reason. And it actually does get pretty difficult. Especially when you're trying to get everything. You kinda have to be sort of have a careful eye about you. There is something sad to be had about that. Actually, can I get some there?
You suck!
Because I know you can be, you can't. I think you can get the secret
You bite!
from there, or it could just be bad and just. Okay, nice. I think I see what I need to do to get over there. See, I travel there. Wait for the platform there. Go there. There we go. That's how you get it.
You blithering it!
And my Wait, what? Oh God. Jesus. That was. Both those deaths were very awkward because that was basically my keyboard getting, or the W's, my forward key getting stuck. I hate it when that happens. It doesn't do that often, but it's just enough for it to be like, oh.
Looking for something?
Which is always saddening, at least. Yeah, with that said, it's just a matter of getting back over there near the gates of the enchanted castle of our host, the beast. Let's break it. Let's enter.
Don't fence me in.
Let's get out of the cold. My pee's starting to freeze.
And that is the second scene. And thinking now, based on this, I think it's probably safe to say I'm probably going to do these like 3 scenes. I'm just going to separate them in 3 scenes in time, so I'll probably just end it on this scene and just continue onwards. Yeah.
Not only does Father find sweet summer in the middle of a winter storm, a warm meal appears before him. Oh, the power of magic! But he still looks chilled. Make it foul. Let's move!
And here we are now inside the castle of the beast. Oh, I mean, it's enchanted and whatnot, so, you know, you gotta suspect magic to happen, but we can still make it a bit more darker. Like you saw the teddy bears turning into weird Cthulhian creatures of utmost horror and whatnot. Like, just because it's enchanted doesn't mean the enchantment is good. For all we know, the enchantment might be bad. Like,
Stomping, butt kicking good.
just like the snails themselves being completely evil. Alright, I think that's all for here, so let's turn on the fire for our new guest.
Fire suits him, don't you think? Brings out the red in his eyes.
Yeah, with that said, let's continue onwards and explore more of the beast's castle. Which honestly is not looking as enchanted as you would think. Like this prince, let's turn him into a proper beast. Look at that face. Well, my mother would love that. Yes, I feel it would. And that's actually, I believe, where we're supposed to go. So I'm gonna go the other way instead, because I keep forgetting. I keep end up unintentionally finding the way to go every time. The few times I have played this place again. All right, good. So we'll quickly visit the other area, which I think is just leads to a secret, I believe. I'm not all that sure. I think it does at least. Yeah. Leads to a secret. Good. Doesn't mean we might as well get secrets if we can.
Looking for something? No, found it.
Yep, so that's it. Let's go down now and go into the garden. Or jump into the water because, well, I just have the timing in the world. How about I just take the slow way that works?
Mother is caught red-handed by the beast. The punishment for stealing roses? His daughter in exchange for his life. Doesn't seem bothered by the prospect, does he? Let's make him suffer. Make it disgusting.
And well, we've heard Grimm. Trying to make the beast suffer, as well as make his wonderful garden enchanted by magic. Make it a real garden of madness. At least I feel it should. Gives it the homely touch. Also, if I remember correctly, these hedge mages get pretty cool because things happen. Because, you know, it being magic and whatnot. Also, birds! Birds everywhere! Birds are evil!
Something good.
They will ruin you. Ruin all of your darkness. Well, although that said, I think I just destroyed all of the birds. Which I'm surprised by. I'm surprised by my own prospect of doing that to birds. Oh well. They deserve it anyway. They were gonna end up just ruining my progress and just being insultingly evil. So with that said, let us convert these two.
Rumpin' stump.
And with that, I'll catch you guys. We will continue onward. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next part then. Ciao.